Here we go, passing the Karma Kandara again. There's a couple of other little resorts in here. Actually, I think they're all part of the Karma. There's still beach down the bottom there. If you get low, you can make a U-turn and land. Once you go beyond that beach, there's generally not a lot of beach all the way down to that high point that you can see way down in the distance. The good news is this part of the ridge gets steeper and higher as you go down. So if you're above ridge height, you just need to keep cruising along there and have a bit of faith. Use the bits that are facing into wind that generate good lift to top your height up if you need to. This day I think I had Mick following me down there and I just pretty much cruised along. Didn't need to turn back. I did turn back occasionally to check out where Mick was and gain a bit more height, show him where the lift points are. And we'll be doing the same with you. If we take you down there, you'll be guided. Especially any low airtime pilots, you'll have me and Dave and Aaron going down there with you, keeping an eye on you. It's a great flight down here. You can see there's a little bit of shelf, a little bit of beach to land on every now and then, but you may have to walk through some water to get out of there. So we generally don't go down there unless we know we're going to stay up, and we like to know that you guys are going to stay up nice and easily when we take you down there. So we tend to do it only when it's on a good day. Again, you can see I'm not all that far above ridge height, but the ridge is getting higher and higher the further I travel to the west. So it's generating good lift, and you can see the steep parts on it as well. The steeper parts tend to generate better lift. So just dawdling on down there. And we're aiming for that point that you can see in the distance. That point's called Ngala, N-G-A-L-A, and that's a bit of a black spot, but we'll talk about that a bit later. We'll often have people waving and shouting at you from these resorts down below. Love to see the seagulls flying along the ridgeline. It doesn't look like it's going to collapse anytime soon. That's good. Yep. Alright. Not much to say about this. You keep yourself tucked in on the ridge line, and depending on, some days you go down there and there's so much lift you can take your hands off your brakes and go to sleep. Other days you have to fly your minimum sink and tuck in quite close to the ridge line. If you're doing that, make sure you're flying in a straight line and you're not rocking the glider around when you're doing it. Not good to be rocking the glider around when you're too close to the ridge. I see people do that from time to time. The trick is just to be smooth with your brakes, brake inputs. This part of the ridge here generally throws up a lot of lift. You can see it's quite steep. So if you're feeling a little bit uneasy, you can always work that part of the ridge and get a bit of height. So I've turned around on that part of the ridge. Two reasons. A, I want to see where Mick is and how he's doing, because it's his first run down. You can see him down there on the ridge line. And secondly, this part, that bit of the ridge below me, is generating really good lift. You can see I've got no hands on brakes. Light is still climbing out. Probably hear the Vario beeping in the background. So yeah, if you're feeling a bit uneasy about your height, get in there and work that bit. That'll throw you up like a rocket.
That's generating exceptionally good lift at the moment. So what I suggest you do is you get in there and you work your way up to at least 300 metres. I've got 312 now. I'm just going to carry on past that to Ngala, which is that point that looks like a nose. You can see it sticking out. It's only half a kilometre further than this resort.
You can see it's sheer cliff into the water down there, so staying up's the only option you've got really. And this kidney-shaped swimming pool we're coming up on, this is called the Edge Resort. You can see there's a point that sort of sticks out like a nose. That's Ngala. We always stop and check our penetration heading back to the east before we go beyond that point. We'll talk about that a little bit more in another video. So you don't just fly willy-nilly past that point. You fly down to it and you turn just on the point, and that if it's got a lot of southeasterly in it, that point will be generating a lot of lift. If you go over the back of it in a southeasterly, that's the bit you can't see from here. You go over the back of that in a southeasterly and you'll get the crap kicked out of you in the rotor. A lot of people have been in the water down there, so just be a bit careful when you're flying along down there and listen to what we've got to say. That's not where you want to end up landing, and people have landed in there. Anyway, that's for the next video.